On January 31st, 1990, the first ever McDonald's in the Soviet Union opens. But why did the Soviets allow this capitalist institution into their communist country? And how many people waited in line to be served on opening day? Although an American icon, it is actually the CEO of McDonald's Canada who first started the process by bringing Soviet representatives to a McDonald's during the 1976 Montreal Olympics. A plan was then put in place to use McDonald's to feed foreign tourists at the 1980 Moscow Summer Games, but it was scuttled after the US decided to boycott over the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Years later, Soviet Premier Mikhail Gorbachev agreed to a plan to bring in the fast food chain as part of his push for reform. The fact that it was McDonald's Canada gave a neutral touch to the arrangement. Despite the harsh January winter weather, an estimated 38,000 people waited in hours-long lines in Moscow's Pushkin Square to be served on opening day in 1990. One woman said that when she took her first bite, she felt like she was eating America itself. The opening of this capitalist icon signaled the impending fall of the USSR, which occurred less than 2 years later. McDonald's continued to grow. By 1997, there were 21 locations in Russia, and by 2020, there were more than 700 restaurants in the former Soviet state. After Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, McDonald's and many other Western businesses left Russia. Today, there is a knockoff Russian version of McDonald's called Vkusnoye Tochka, which translates roughly to tasty and that's it, or tasty period. It has taken over many of the former McDonald's locations, including that original one at Pushkin Square in Moscow. So, there is a McDonald's-esque company still in Russia, but it's a far cry from the original, of course. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1865, the House of Representatives passes the 13th Amendment, which officially abolishes slavery. In 1919, Jackie Robinson, the man who breaks baseball's color barrier in 1947, is born in Cairo, Georgia. In 1967, John Lennon buys an 1843 circus poster that inspires the song Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite. In 1968, during the Vietnam War's Tet Offensive, communist guerrillas attacked the U.S. Embassy in Saigon. In 1971, Apollo 14, the third manned mission to land on the moon, launches from Cape Canaveral, Florida. In 1988, Doug Williams becomes the first black quarterback to play in a Super Bowl, winning game MVP. In 2020, the UK formally leaves the EU in the culmination of the 2016 Brexit referendum. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. Where did the first major lunch counter sit-in of the U.S. Civil Rights Movement occur? Fredericksburg, Virginia? Greensboro, North Carolina? Charleston, South Carolina? Or Savannah, Georgia? Liked learning about McDonald's in the Soviet Union? Then you'll love this one about when Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev exploded with anger when he wasn't allowed to visit Disneyland. Tap the screen to keep the story going on Today in History.